On August 25, 2025, Representative Nancy Mace returned to South Carolina for 2 town halls in Greenville and Spartanburg. What she expected to be routine events quickly turned into battlegrounds, as organized protesters arrived with signs, chants, and tough questions. The atmosphere was charged, with heated confrontations replacing civil discussion. Protesters followed Mace from one event to the next, making it clear this was a coordinated campaign. Instead of a simple quanda, each town hall became a high-stakes clash between Mace and her critics. The scenes captured national attention, highlighting deep divisions in South Carolina and beyond. For Mace, these fiery exchanges were a chance to showcase her combative style and determination under fire. Immigration was the flashpoint at both town halls, sparking the loudest confrontations. Activists pressed Mace on the treatment of undocumented immigrants and the Trump administration's enforcement tactics. One protester demanded assurances of due process for those detained by ICE. Mace responded bluntly, "If I could put the National Guard on the corner of Home Depot every morning at 6 a.m., I would." Her tough stance drew immediate outrage, but she doubled down, defending Trump's policies as essential for safety and order. For Mace, the priority was clear, strict enforcement and removal of those here illegally. The crowd's reaction underscored just how polarizing the issue remains. After the town halls, Mace didn't back down. Instead, she doubled down on her stance, making it clear she had no intention of softening her message or appeasing critics. Her approach was unapologetic, and she seemed energized by the controversy swirling around her. In a Fox News interview, she dismissed the protesters as lunatic rage. She argued that their anger was misplaced and that their tactics only proved her point about the current state of political discourse. She accused them of supporting criminals, linking their advocacy to gangs and violent offenders. According to Mace, the protesters weren't just voicing concerns. They were, in her words, defending the indefensible. At the events, her rhetoric was just as sharp. "Some of you do hate our country. I think you might even hate our state too." Her words drew gasps and applause in equal measure, highlighting the deep divisions in the room. This escalated the debate from policy to patriotism, leaving little room for compromise. The conversation shifted from specific issues to questions of loyalty and identity, making reconciliation even harder. Mace justified her approach as necessary. "These people need a dose of their own medicine." She insisted that being direct was the only way to cut through what she saw as political theater. She cast herself as the adult in the room, unafraid to speak hard truths. In her view, leadership meant standing firm, even if it meant facing backlash. Her combative style was both a defense and a deliberate political strategy. By refusing to yield, she aimed to rally her supporters and draw a clear line between herself and her opponents. The message: she won't be intimidated or silenced, no matter how heated the opposition becomes. The town halls quickly became a battleground, a public arena where the very definition of what it means to be American, and who truly belongs, was fiercely contested. Emotions ran high as neighbors, friends, and even families found themselves on opposite sides of a widening divide. Protesters filled the rooms, demanding not just compassion but also due process for immigrants. For them, harsh enforcement wasn't just a policy, it was a betrayal of the nation's founding ideals. They argued that America's strength lies in its openness and its willingness to welcome those in need. But Mace drew a hard line, making it clear that, in her view, law, order, and border security had to come first. She insisted that without secure borders, the country's safety and sovereignty were at risk. Her vocal defense of Trump's deportation policies and her call for National Guard involvement at the border left no room for doubt about where she stood. Mace's message was direct: strong action was necessary, and compromise was not an option. The divide in the room was stark and unmistakable. While activists saw a humanitarian crisis unfolding, Mace and her supporters viewed it as a pressing security threat that demanded immediate action. By openly questioning the protesters' loyalty and motives, she deepened the rift, framing the entire debate as a struggle between true patriots and those she saw as undermining the nation's core values. The events at the town hall became a microcosm of the nation's broader polarization, with each side convinced of its own righteousness and no middle ground in sight. Through it all, Mace's refusal to yield signaled her intent to lead with unwavering strength and conviction, no matter how fierce the opposition became. These confrontational town halls were more than just routine constituent updates. They became the battlegrounds where political ambitions were forged and tested. For Mace, every heated exchange and every pointed question was a campaign moment, a chance to sharpen her message and rally support for her run for governor. Facing a crowded and competitive Republican primary, Mace seized the spotlight, using every opportunity to position herself as a relentless fighter who wouldn't back down from a challenge. Her unapologetic, tough approach is designed to energize the conservative base and send a clear message to her opponents. "I don't mind it, I hope more come to our events," she said, embracing the protests as opportunities to showcase her resilience and connect with voters who value strength. Each clash with critics or protesters gave her a chance to prove her resolve, dominate headlines, and demonstrate that she's unafraid to stand her ground, no matter the pressure. Mace is betting that South Carolina Republicans are looking for a governor who won't back down, someone who will fight for their values and beliefs, even when the going gets tough. Her hardline immigration stance and willingness to confront critics head-on are central to her campaign, setting her apart from rivals who might choose a safer path. With the bold declaration, "We're taking the state by storm," Mace made it clear to supporters and skeptics alike. Her path to the governor's mansion will be loud, combative, and unapologetically conservative, fueled by a determination to reshape the state's political landscape.